Have you ever had one of those days where your kids aren't even doing anything wrong? They're just being kids. They're talking over each other, asking for snacks every 5 minutes, arguing over something that won't matter in 10 minutes. And suddenly you catch yourself thinking, I can't do this today. Then almost immediately the guilt creeps in. What's wrong with me? I wanted this life. If you've ever felt that way, I want you to know you're not alone. Today, I want to talk about something I don't think enough parents admit. What happens when life starts to feel like Groundhog Day? Growing up, I always imagined parenting would be full of these huge magical moments. Birthday parties, family vacations, first days of school, Christmas mornings. And those moments absolutely exist. But they aren't most of life. Most of life is packing lunches, cleaning the same kitchen, doing the same laundry, answering "Mom" 50 times before noon, finding shoes that somehow disappear every single morning. It's the repetition that wears you down. Not because you don't love your family, but because your brain starts to feel like nothing is changing. I noticed this today. My girls had endless energy. They weren't bad, they weren't disrespectful, they were simply kids. Meanwhile, I could feel myself getting more and more annoyed. At first I thought, why are they driving me crazy? But after I sat with it for a minute, I realized maybe it wasn't them. Maybe I was exhausted from living the same day over and over. Have you ever stopped and wondered, am I frustrated with my kids, or am I frustrated with how repetitive my life feels? Those are two very different questions. I think our brains crave novelty. We like progress. We like change. We like feeling like we're moving towards something. When every day starts looking exactly like the day before, it's easy to feel stuck. And when we feel stuck, even tiny frustrations feel much bigger than they actually are. The spilled juice, the sibling fight, the constant interruptions. They're not really the problem. Sometimes they're just the spark that lights a fire that was already building. So how do we get out of that headspace? I don't think the answer is waiting for vacation or hoping life magically gets easier. I think it's finding little ways to interrupt the routine. Maybe dinner becomes a picnic in the backyard. Maybe you take a different route home. Maybe you stop for ice cream on a random Tuesday. Maybe you put your phone away for 20 minutes and build Legos. Or maybe you finally do something that's just for you. Because when everything becomes responsibility, it's easy to forget you're a person too. Here's something I've been noticing lately. The days I intentionally spend one-on-one time with one of my girls, something changes. The responsibilities don't disappear. The dishes are still there, the laundry still waits, but the day stops feeling like a checklist and starts feeling like a memory. That shift matters. So if you're listening to this while folding laundry, driving home from work, or hiding in the bathroom for 5 minutes of peace, I want to ask you something. What is one tiny thing you could do today that would make today feel different from yesterday? Not perfect, just different. Because maybe we're not always burned out from parenting. Maybe sometimes we're burned out from repetition, and those aren't the same thing. If this episode reminded you that you're not the only one who sometimes feels stuck in the everyday cycle of parenting, I hope you'll remember this. Feeling frustrated doesn't mean you're a bad parent. It means you're human. The goal isn't to escape your life. It's to wake up inside it. Sometimes one small change is enough to remind us that today doesn't have to be a copy of yesterday. Thank you so much for spending these few minutes with me. If this conversation made you feel a little less alone, I'd love for you to follow Life and Bullshyt wherever you listen to podcasts. And if someone came to mind while you were listening, send this episode to them. You never know who might need the reminder that they're not the only one living through the beautiful, exhausting, ordinary days.